预备，走，走，走，走，走。The first movement is the dragon, stimulating the kidney function. How do we do this? The posture and the breathing is very important for the effective execution of the dragon. First, when we go into the movement, you should always keep in mind the Tai Chi principle. So first we go into a direction, then we do the rotation, and then comes the powerful part. So to accumulate the power, we need to start breathing in very slowly. And at the end, when the power is over, you start to breathe out the same speed as before. You can feel this. While we breathe, you should keep the chest calm and only breathe here. And when you're breathing and turning, you feel the stretching here. You can try for yourself how it is without oxygen, when you're breathing naturally, or when you're breathing in, when there's full of oxygen. You should feel obviously a difference in the stretching and the stimulating of the kidney. So now let me explain the movement itself. First, we start with the left hand up and go into a wide step. Now the most important part is usually what beginners do is that they step very straight. But we have a rotational movement. This can make your knee kind of unstable. When we remember for people who can do the Tai basic step, the rotation of the knee is important for the rooting in our posture. So we can make use of this. And also, for people who are accustomed to the kidney meridian, they know that it goes over here. So by turning, you're stretching here too. Doesn't mean you have to turn too much. You should find a stable position for yourself. It can be a slight degree to the outside. It can also be 90 degrees to the outside. It's very depending on your preference and how far you want to go into each step. For now, when we step in a slight angle outside, you should keep in mind that the knee and the lower leg always should stay straight, all right? Don't overstep with your knee. This will hurt yourself. Now, because of the angle of our right knee, we have a stable straight position and we are able to rotate very powerful. The second point that should connect with the earth is the left heel. So the gravity center should be more on the front leg, but the other leg behind, the straight leg, should push onto the ground with the heel. When we do this, we feel the power from the heel through the body, and the left hand is straight also. So this means we have the connection from the points that we push outside. This way we feel it through the spine also. And by rotating and breathing, like I explained before, we have the kidney stretching. So basically in the dragon we want the spiral motion, also known as the spiral dynamics, which stimulate the kidney function and improve our Qigong exercise. So now let me explain on the posture. Please go into the dragon position. Yes. So, like before, we have the straight connection through the body here. This is very important. You keep it as stable as possible. Don't shift it around. And the second important part is that the spine is doing a straight line is possible. What is wrong looks like so, you know. I often see that when new students start practicing the form, it will probably hurt your lower back and it's not very healthy. So try to stay into this position, okay? And the shoulder should stay relaxed. And the only rotational point should be here. A lower back is rotating as much as you can to stimulate the kidney function while maintaining the 2 points that push outside. This way we have the proper spiral dynamics through the body. When we do the first 2 movements, you should breathe naturally and try to relax while you do it. For the last round, we try to keep in the oxygen and then we start the rotation. This way we have even more stretching in the kidney. And one last point that is really important is people asking me, how low should the position be of the dragon? This is very much depending on your flexibility. We have a flexibility course in the Wudang Academy homepage. You can take that to improve your postures. But for your own, to make the Qigong correctly right now, you shouldn't stay too high, so you can over-rotate too much. This way you decrease your stretching point in the kidney. But you also shouldn't be too wide, so that you lose ground on your back heel. This is no good either. No? Don't lose ground on the heel. So this way you can check out for yourself what is the correct position for you. Don't over-rotate, focus on the stretching and make sure your rooting is perfectly on the ground. Now try practicing with us. We show you now the full movement, 3 times each side, with keeping the oxygen at the last round. Über, so, 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 so. Now we start to hold the breath. So, breathe in. So, breathe out. So, breathe in. So, breathe out. If you're feeling that your heart rate accelerates during each section, take your time, breathe very slowly to reduce the heart rate. And at the last round, you can check on your own qi efficiency. So the more you're relaxing and keeping the tension on the right points that are pushing outside, the more time you can have with holding the breath inside till your oxygen is used up and you need to go back and breathe out and relax. So keep this in mind. This is the way how you can improve.